The Elder Scrolls Online has come a long way in the 5 years since the original release in 2014. Ever since Elder Scrolls left the offline world of Skyrim and created the One Tamriel Online, ESO fans everywhere have been enjoying the new content that have been added over the years. Instead of falling into the trend of calling them DLCs or downloadable content, they were referred to as chapters. In 2017 we saw the first chapter released in the ESO saga called Morrowind. We explored the island of Farvenfell, an area previously not available which introduced the first new class, the Warden. The second chapter, Somerset, took us to the home of the elves and saw the return of the mystic Sigic Order. Together with 6 major DLCs, 5 dungeon packs and a bounteous array of crown store items, it was clear that ESO is an online force to be reckoned with. Which brings us to the new third chapter, Elsweyr and the Season of the Dragons. This isn't the first time that players have been introduced to the province of Elsweyr. It was first introduced in the original The Elder Scrolls Arena, where we were introduced to the halls of Colossus in the cities of Rimmen, Riverhold and Orcrest. It is the home of the Khajiit, the feline race of ESO. Elsweyr has evolved since we last saw it. The massive new zones gives the players an ancient world to explore, and they're able to walk in the region's warm grasslands, deep canyons and balmy jungles. Everywhere you go in this realm you are reminded of the Khajiit, with feline images, bosses and statues everywhere that you venture. The most powerful aspect of this chapter is the appearance of the dragons. The new Season of the Dragon reveals the release of the dragons that have been trapped behind a magical door. Much of the main story in Elsweyr deals with discovering who released them and having to contend with the dragons destroying the lands. Even when you complete the main story and destroy one of the most formidable dragons yet, you will still find random dragons roaming the lands that you and fellow champions can take down for extra experience and valuable loot. Elsweyr brings along a new class, the Necromancer. There are 3 new skill lines, namely Grave Lord, Bone Tyrant and Living Death. The ultimate skills are amazing, from the massive Colossus, to transforming into a massive skeletal creature, to resurrecting your fallen comrades. You can also summon skeletons and corpses to fight alongside you for a short amount of time. The new bosses on the map are as epic as always, requiring as many players to combat it at once as possible. These foes will quickly kill you off if you're alone, but they drop valuable loot that you may need for your character builds for special dungeons. Which brings us to the new trial dungeon, Sunspire. You need to be in a group of at least 12 for this trial, for the intense battles that will take place. There are new monsters and new bosses in this trial, and is definitely not a walk in the park. One important aspect of this new chapter that I love is that you can start with a fresh character at level 1, or continue with your champion. When you create your new Necromancer class, you can elect to start all over, or use your race transfer tokens to transfer your champion into a Necromancer and align your skill points to your new skill tree. I elected to start over and was able to complete the main story while reaching level 21 at the time that I did this review. Once Elsweyr is complete, you can go back to the main ESO story, Somerset or Morrowind chapters and do them over again with your new character. This is fantastic, as it means that new players to ESO will enjoy the Elsweyr chapter just as much as the veterans do. The gameplay continues in the fashion that we've become accustomed to. As you complete quests and events, you level up based on the experience you have acquired. You can assign points to Magicka, Health or Stamina, and then apply skill points to the various skill tree items you've unlocked. Of course, the veterans will know what they need to focus on. Healers for dungeons will focus on health restoration and magical attacks, specifically with the restoration staff in the main weapon bar. The Necromancer build I aimed for has Magicka attacks and restoration as its primary focus, with the destruction staff as the main weapon and a restoration staff as the backup weapon. I have found a special balance between dealing damage and healing with this combination. The new Northern Elsweyr map brings back more of the events you can do as before. Search for sky shards, eliminate bosses, complete side stories, clear delves, and find special viewpoints. However, the special dolmen events, where creatures appear from large anchors in the sky, are replaced with dragons that you can defeat for special achievements. And if you're a fan of the daily writs of your crafts, such as woodworking, alchemy, and blacksmithing, the new town centers have all of those available, so you do not have to travel to other parts of Tamriel to do so. This brings with it new outfits, weapons, and armor styles. Finally, new homesteads have become available, some of which can be unlocked by completing certain side stories. There is also the Museum of History that you can obtain relics for, which just adds to the ESO experience. The graphics are nothing short of spectacular. The new cities are absolutely wonderful, as well as the luscious green valleys that you run through as you cross the lands. This is not surprising though, as Elder Scrolls Online has never ceased to amaze me with its beauty. Even with my slow internet speed, the high performance graphics I run the game with never fails. The new bosses and dragons have amazing detail on them, but the best feature yet is the Necromancer and how stunning the new abilities look, especially the bone transformation ability. And we have dragons again. This is the first time we're seeing dragons again since Skyrim, and with that comes the epic sounds that have been developed for the magnificent beasts. There is a new version of the Elder Scrolls Online theme available for the Elsweyr chapter, as well as some new musical scores that are really amazing. I believe those who pre-ordered the Elsweyr chapter will have access to the full Elsweyr soundtrack. Elder Scrolls Online continues to deliver content after content that is truly amazing, and the Elsweyr chapter is no exception. From the new Necromancer class and skill line, to the vast beauties of the land, to the new dragons that have been unleashed. The game itself is pristine and a joy to play. If there's one gaming world that I truly wish I could live within, it's Tamriel. Elder Scrolls Online Elsweyr receives 10 out of 10 for an overall score. Listen my bro, this game is awesome. It is so fantastic, like you won't believe it, eh? Like, yeah, I cannot believe how fantastic this awesome game is, my bro. It is super fantastic. Like, kykie, hoorie, die game is fucking lekker. Het jy die dragon gesien? Hy het sommer om in sy baas se ding is geskop. Jo, die game is duidelik. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this Elder Scrolls Elsweyr review. If you want to see more reviews, just click on the subscribe button below, and also please like our page and share it with others. Thank you so much and welcome to Air Entertainment.